In the first step, you should shift your x in the numerator and also write square root of x as x raised to power 1 by 2. Okay, I hope you have integrated. So if we integrate this, we'll get x cube x4 by 4 minus x minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1 over minus 1 plus 5 x raised to power 1 by 2 plus 1 is 3 by 2, and denominator you will write 3 by 2, and I told you that denominator 3 by 2, that 2 will be written in the numerator here. Minus 7x square by 2 plus 3x plus constant of integration. So if we further simplify this, it will be x4 by 4 plus 2 by x plus 10x raised to power 3 by 2 over 3 minus 7 by 2x square plus 3x plus c. G, please match your answer. I hope you got the same answer. Irtida and Ayan, please switch on your cameras. Okay, one example to practice the second rule. And the second rule is the integration of 3x minus 1 whole power 4 plus 2 over 5 minus 7x whole power 2 minus 4 square root of Muhammad Umar, please stop using mobile. Okay, in the first step, you need to shift your denominator in numerator. Now we can integrate this. Remember, in this, when you are integrating the whole power, in these type of question, you have to further differentiate the inner, the derivative of base will be divided. So 3x minus 1 whole power, 4 plus 1 is 5 over 5. And the derivative of base, the derivative of inner is 3. So that will be divided here. Plus so 2 into 5 minus 7x raised to power minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1 over minus 1. And here, if you see the derivative of inner is minus 7. So don't forget to put minus 7 here. Then minus 4, 3x plus 2, the power 1 by 2 plus 1 is 3 by 2. So 3 by 2, 3 will be written here and 2 here. And further, the derivative of inner is also 3. So that will be written here. Plus constant. Hence, our final answer will be 3x minus 1 whole power 5 over 15 plus 2 by 7, 5 minus 7x minus 2 for the 8, 3x plus 2 raised to power 3 by 2 over 9 plus c. So with the help of these two examples, we just revised those two rules which we studied yesterday. Okay, one more thing we did yesterday, if you remember. One question for that. Find the equation of a curve for which dy by dx is 5x minus 1 whole power 2 minus 3 and passes through 1, 4. You find the equation. If you have dy by dx and you want to find the equation of curve, mean you want to find y. So integrate both sides. If you integrate dy by dx, you will get y. Use x1, y4 to find c. What are you getting for c? 41 by 15. So Zaresh is saying it's 41 by 15. Please confirm. What is your value of c? Isaac confirmed. It's 14 by 15. So your final answer will be y is equal to 5x minus 1, 5x minus 1 whole cube over 15 minus 3x plus 41 by 15. So this is the equation of curve. I hope this is clear. Now the next thing is we have to study definite integrals. So it means before this, we were studying only indefinite integrals. So till now, we have studied the indefinite integral, and now we are going to start definite integral. What are indefinite integrals and what are definite integrals? If the question is to integrate x cube dx, if this is a question, we already doing this one, that is indefinite integral. But if I place some limits for this question, if the limits are involved in this question, like if I use a limit here 0 to 5, this 0 is the lower limit and this 5 is the upper limit. Now once I have introduced these limits of integration 0 to 5, now this is your definite integral. So without limits, it's indefinite integral. With limits, it's definite integral. Now what's the purpose of these limits? How to solve the question which involves limits, and once you get the answer, what does those limits represent? Now we are going to discuss each and everything here in this topic, but generally I want to tell first the general form for this. If you want to integrate f prime of x, the limits are a to b, the lower limit is a and upper limit is b. I'm generally writing. Okay, now tell me, if I ask you to integrate f prime of x, what will you get? Yes, you can unmute yourself if you want to answer. My question is, if you integrate f prime of x, what do you get? F of x. Yes, Zaresh is right. So basically, if we differentiate y, we get dy by dx. If we integrate dy by dx, we get y. And in functions, if you have a function f of x, if you want to differentiate this, you will get f prime of x. So it means if you integrate f prime of x, you will get f of x. So here in this question, if you integrate f prime of x, you will get f of x. But the limits a to b, how to use the limits in integral question? Once you have the function f of x, first put the upper limit minus then put the lower limit, mean f of x. If you have a function f of x, if you replace x with b, you will get f of b minus, then you put up lower limit, which is f of a, and there is no constant. We'll discuss this constant as well. This is a general form. Just generally, if you want to integrate a definite integral, this is a general, but I think you will get more when I will give you an example. See here through example. Okay, how to integrate a definite integral. Suppose the question is 2x plus 3. The question is to integrate this 2x plus 3 and the limits are 1 to 4. Now what we have to do, how to do this question? We have to integrate first. Okay, if we integrate this question first, what's the integration? 2x square by 2 plus 3x. That's the integration of this. And no c, we'll talk about this as well. Now please see here, in this step I have integrated. First I will integrate and then I will put the limits. So in this step I have integrated, but I haven't used the limits yet. So now I will not write that integral sign because I have integrated this question. So once you have integrated, no need to put that integral sign, but I haven't used the limits. So limits तो show करनी है कि मैंने अभी तो use नहीं की. So how do you write limits now? Like using modulus. Now you will write your limits like this. So in this step, you have removed your integral sign just to tell yourself that I have integrated, and but we haven't put the limits, so we'll write limits 1 4 in this way. Now in the next step I'll put the limits. And how to use the limits? First put the upper limit, mean put x is equal to 4, mean x4 minus lower limit. Okay, see 2 and 2 will be cancelled out. So first put the upper limit, mean replace x with 4, 4 square plus 3 into 4. This is upper limit, minus in that expression use lower limit, mean x is 1, 1 square plus 3 into 1. So 4 square is 16, 16 plus 12 is 28, 3 plus 1 is 4, so we got our answer 24. So it means when you have a definite integral, in definite integral you will be getting your answer as a constant. Now another question arises, what does this constant represent? What does those limits represent? There are a lot of questions we have to answer here. That why we are not using c here, what's the purpose of these limits 1 to 4, what's the purpose of this definite integral, and what does this answer 24 represent? Okay, first I will tell you why not c here. Can anyone tell me why not c here? Why we are not writing c, constant of integration, in definite integral? Any idea? Because c will be cancelled out if even you use c. If you use c x square plus 3x plus c, if you are putting first upper limit 4 square a plus 3 into 4 plus c, then minus if you are writing that c, so overall that c minus c will be cancelled out. So the constants will be cancelled out here. See here, अगर मैं यहाँ use भी करूँ, if I write c here, c, then c will come here as it is and here as well. Now this minus with that c will make it minus c, and this positive c and that negative c will be cancelled out. So no reason for writing c. So remember, when you have definite integrals, no need to write plus c, the constant of integration. Now second thing we need to discuss, okay, what does this limit 1 to 4 and the answer 24 represent? This I told you, okay, the application of this particular thing, mean the integration, the application of integration is, it gives you the area under the graph. It gives you area under the graph above the x-axis, or you can say area between the graph and x-axis. Now, which graph, which axis? This 24 is basically telling you the area. Now I will prove in next example that this answer is showing you the area and those limits. What's the use of those limits? See here in this question. Now, if I give you a question here, this is a straight line. Its equation is y is equal to, its equation is y is equal to 3x plus 1. That's the equation of this line. And my question is, that's purely O-level question. I want to link this with your O-level concepts. 0 here and 5 here. My question for you is to find this shaded area. Okay, I have to dark it. G, question is to find this shaded area. Please start. That's purely your O-level question. How will you find the area of this shaded region? Which shape is this? It's a trapezium. So find the formula for trapezium, which is area is equal to half P1 plus P2 into height, half into sum of parallel sides into height. You find the area of the shaded region. Equation is given. So how to find the parallel lines? So in the original equation, if you put 0, you will get 1. So it means here y is 1. This is 1. And if you put 5 in the original equation, your 5 times 3 is 15 plus 1, 16. So here means this value is 16. So it means the length of two parallel sides, one of length is 1, this is 1, and this one is 16. These two lengths are parallel and their lengths are 1 and 16. We are not going to find the areas here with this method. I just want to basically connect this lecture with your O-level concepts. So area will be, area is equal to half P1 plus P2 into height. So parallel sides are, parallel side 1 is 1, parallel side 2 is 16, and height distance between the parallel side is 5. What's the area? 16 plus 1, 17. 17 times 5 divided by 2. Please tell me your answer. 40, 42.5. So area of this shape is 42.5. So that is how you were used to do your area in your O level. Now, I want to tell, okay, if I use, now I will use the integration to find this area. Now please see, I'm going to use the integration and it should be, answer should be 42.5. See here. Okay. Now see here, if you want to find this area, so I told you okay, integration gives you area under the curve. So if you want to find area under this line, area under this graph above the x-axis, so you need to integrate the equation of this line, equation of this graph. What's the equation of this graph? It is y is equal to 3x plus 1 is the equation of this. Now I'm saying integrate this. Now the question says, if I integrate this both sides, now if I integrate this graph, the equation of this graph, it gives you the area under the line. And see, there is infinite area. I want to find only the shaded area. Omar, I want to find the shaded area. So what do we have to do? I want to tell the integration equation can only find the area in between 0 and 5, not from -1 to 5 or 0 to 20 or 0 to 30. So what should I do? I will apply the limits. I will add the limits here, right, Ayan? And what are those limits? Your initial limit is 0 and the final limit is 5. So here you have to apply the limit. Your lower limit is 0 and upper limit is 5. So I hope you got the purpose of this. The purpose of limit is to tell yourself that which area is basically you are going to find. So if you want to find the area between x1 to 5, so it will be a different answer. 0 to 5 will have a different answer. Now if you want to find shaded area, your shaded area is between 0 and 5. Now integrate this question. See, if you integrate curve, if you integrate y, you'll get area. So on the left side, write area. Now first integrate and then put limits. First integrate. So if we integrate 3x, it will be 3x squared by 2. And the integration of 1 is x. I have integrated in this step, but I haven't used the limits. So I'll be writing the limits like this, 0, 5. Once you have integrated, then put limits. First, the upper limit, 3 into 5 square by 2 plus 5 minus lower limit. And if you put 0, so everything will be 0 on the right on second limit. What's the answer of this? 42.5. So see, your integration is also giving you the same area. So the area is 42.5. I hope now you know what is the purpose of those limits and what does this answer represent. So this answer represents the area under the line above the x-axis between the two lines, x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 5. Is this clear? So if you see, if we integrate dy by dx, we get y. Mean we get equation of curve. If we integrate dy by dx, we get y. We get equation of curve. But if we integrate y, if we integrate the curve, if we integrate the equation of the curve, we get its area. So if we integrate dy by dx, we get y. And if we integrate y, the equation of the curve, it will give you the area between that curve and x-axis. Okay, more example. If I say there is a curve whose equation is y is equal to x squared plus 3, and you have to find the shaded area from -2 to 4. I'm going to shade that. Please find this shaded area. So we need to use the limits -2 to 4. X cubed by 3 plus 3x, limits -2 to 4. Upper limit minus lower limit (42) exactly. So it means if you take the previous example that was the line, तो वो area तो आप O level में भी कर सकते थे, but you were unable to find the area with the curves. So here with the help of integration, you got that area, and this integration is giving you the exact area. You can estimate the area if you divide your given shape into triangles, rectangles, but you can't calculate exactly. It will be just an estimate, but here this integration gives you the exact area under the curve above the x-axis. Right? Is that clear? Everyone is getting 42? Okay, there is a possibility that at the end you get your answer negative. There is a possibility that if you integrate a curve and apply the limits and you get the answer negative. So first thing is you have to make it positive. Why? Because it is showing you the area. So your area should be positive. If you're getting -37, so make it positive 37. But second thing, what does that negative show? If you get your answer negative, it is showing that your curve is basically below the x-axis. So if your answer is coming negative, it simply shows this is the area below the x-axis. You can have your like this one. If suppose you have the curve like this, and if you want to find this area from, if you apply the limit 0 to 3, you will apply the limit 0 to 3. So this time you will get your area negative. And this negative only telling that this is the a region below the x-axis and above the curve. So at the end, you need to remove that negative. It is just for you. It is telling your area is below the x-axis, but you need to write it positive because area cannot be negative. Okay, some more questions. Now you don't have to attempt the question. Simply, I will give you a case. We will discuss the case. How will you find the areas in those cases? See, if I draw the diagram here, there is a curve given. Say the equation of the curve is -x² plus 3x plus 2. So this is the equation of the curve. And the question says, okay, you have to find this shaded area. You simply tell me the method. How will you find the area? No need to do this question. How will you do that? That's important. Just we'll discuss the method. Yes, if we simply directly, if we integrate the curve, by integrating the curve, we get infinite area because there's an infinite area between the curve and x-axis. Here, this one as well. That's also this area between the curve and x-axis. But we have to find only a specific region of area. So we need to apply the limits. So the limits are from this point to this point. So our first question will be to find the limits. How will you find the limits in this case, Iba? What are the limits here in this question? Or how will you find the limits? Limits are not given here. So how will you find that?
Sir, I'm not sure.
Yes, Zahra.
Sir, I'm not sure either.
Ayan.
So the equation is a quadratic equation. So
I can't hear you, Ayan. Okay, Sarmat, do you have any idea how to find these limits here in this pair, in this case?
सर y को हम 0 पुट करके quadratic solve
Good,
करेंगे.
good, good, right. So basically, this is on x-axis. If you see these 2 points are on x-axis. And we know that on x-axis, y is always 0. So that curve is intersecting the x-axis, so put y 0. Minus x square plus 3x plus 2. It's not a new thing for you. You did this in your quadratics, in coordinate geometry, and even you did in this O level. So you should be knowing that to how to find the coordinates of x-axis. At x-axis, we know the y is 0. So by keeping y 0, now you can solve this quadratic equation. And once you solve, you will get two solutions. We will discuss only, please don't solve them. You will get two solutions of x. One of them will be negative and other will be positive. The negative will be this one and positive will be this one. So you will apply that limits. Suppose your solutions are -1 and 4. So it means now you need to integrate your curve from -1 to 4, and you will get your desired shaded area. Okay, next case. Again, only it will be a discussion. That's a curve, and the equation of the curve is also given. And there is a line, and the equation of the line is also given. But the question is to find this shaded region. How will you find the area of this shaded region? Yes, right. Zarish is right. I want someone from online. Sohaib, how will I'm telling you the equation and equation of line and the equation of curve both are given. So how will you find what methods will what methodology will be used to find this shaded
by
area?
finding points of intersection.
Good. So here we're saying first we'll find the point of intersection. So we know how to find the point of intersection. We did this in coordinate geometry in that quadratics as well. So we will solve the line, the equation of the line and the equation of the curve simultaneously. Why we will solve? So because we need their point of intersection. If you solve them, you will get the point of intersection, the x coordinate and the y coordinate of the point of intersection. But we only need x coordinate. See, we need this x coordinate of the point of intersection, and then the second x coordinate of the point of intersection. Suppose you have solved those two equations simultaneously, you got x coordinate and y coordinate, only x coordinates are required. Say the first x coordinate, one of the x coordinate is 1 and the other x coordinate is 5. Now what will be the next procedure? You have the coordinates of point of intersection. Why we have found these? Okay, now, yes, Anya, any idea what will be the next step now? Once you have the coordinates of x coordinates of the point of intersection, you have the equation of curve, you have the equation of line, which actually I haven't written there. Yes, Zarish. Yes. So Zarish is saying we'll find the area under the line by integration or by trapezium. Then we'll find the area under the curve by integration, and we will subtract them. Okay, I'm telling you, suppose this line has the equation y is equal to 3x plus 2, and say the curve has equation y is equal to x square plus 5x plus 3. Now, if you integrate the line, now please see here, if you integrate this line and apply the limits 1 to 5 in that integration, your answer will be this region. Please see here, this will be area under the line, this whole region. Area under the line, but above the x-axis, this one. If you integrate the line, you will get this region. But if you integrate the curve only from 1 to 5, this will give you the area under the curve and above x-axis. So under the curve mean this one area. Now, how to find that previous shaded area? If you subtract both of them, you will get that shaded area. So find area under the line by integration, or by you can see it's a trapezium shape. You can find, but I would say now use throughout integration. Find the area under the line, then find area under the curve, and then subtract the area under the curve from area under the line. You will get your shaded area. G, is that clear? Any question? Last case, one more case. We are just discussing, we are not solving them today. If I say there's a curve, this one, and there's another curve, this one, both curves are intersecting here, and we want to find this shaded area. Yes, Irtada. The equations of both the curves are, suppose they are given.
Sir, equation में given है.
Yes, equations are given, which actually I haven't written here, but equations of both the curves is given. So I'm not saying to solve them. I just want what method will you use to find this shaded area?
Sir, quadratic.
What quadratic? I mean, what do you want to say? Okay, yes, who else? Sohaib, no. Sadmad, no. Yes, Umar. Any idea?
सर पहले हम दोनों क्वाड्रेटिक का एरिया निकाल लेंगे ना फॉर्मूला से.
ओके, कौन सा फार्मूला?
सब्ट्रैक्ट कर देंगे.
फार्मूला कौन सा
सर
है?
वो जो इक्वेशन ऑफ लाइन दी हुई है ना.
लाइन कहाँ है?
नहीं, ये कर्व, इक्वेशन ऑफ कर्व.
हाँ जी, इक्वेशंस ऑफ कर्व दोनों दी हुई हैं, बिल्कुल सही है.
तो सर इससे हम y इंटरसेप्ट देख लेंगे.
y इंटरसेप्ट क्यों चाहिए आपको?
नहीं, बल्कि नहीं होगा इस तरह. पता नहीं.
जी, Iba or Ania, who wants to tell? Yes, Iba.
Sir, we're gonna find the points of intersection first.
Yes, that's the first thing we need to do. We will solve those two equations simultaneously. So once you have solved them, you can find their point of, so it means by solving simultaneous equation, you'll get their point of intersection, these two. Say one of the point of intersection is say it is -1, and say this one is 7. Now, what will be the next step, Eva?
So then we're gonna find the area under the graph for both curves and then subtract them.
Yes, say this is the curve 1. Which area? This is the curve 2. If we integrate both the curve, both equations of the curve from the limits -1 to 7, say this is your curve f of x and this one is your g of x. If I integrate -1 to 7 f of x first, and then if I integrate -1 to 7 g of x, okay, out of these two, which curve will have the larger area? Which will have the larger area? The first one or second one, f of x or g of x? Yes, f of x, because under area under the f of x, अगर आप देखें मैं यहाँ पे ड्रॉ करता हूँ, एरिया अंडर द कर्व f of x, वो ये कंप्लीट आएगा, वो आएगा सिर्फ g of x के अंडर जो एरिया आएगा वो ये आएगा. That will be the area under this curve, curve number 2, g of x, this one. And if you integrate f of x from limits -1 to 7, here you will get this whole area complete. And if you subtract both areas, you will get that shaded part, area of that shaded region. G, is that clear? Any question? Here today we just discussed that what method will be used. So just want to tell your previous knowledge, how to find y-intercept, you know, simply x0, how to find point of intersection, your simultaneous equation, maybe you need to solve sometimes simultaneously a linear and a curve, any quadratic curve or any other curve, and sometimes you have to solve the simultaneously two curves as well to find the point of intersection. So this is basically the things you already learned, okay, how to find the point of intersection. So in integration, these things will also be used. So I hope what we have studied today is clear. Any question, any problem, you can ask. No. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.